The most impressive part of tonight's win wasn't the fact that they overcame a 20-point deficit, largest in a Game 7 in the last 25 years. Wasn't the fact that they overcame a 15-point deficit, first at halftime, first time ever that any team in Game 7 has overcome a 15-point or more halftime deficit to win. That's not it. What to me is the most impressive part of this win by Minnesota is the fact that they won this game with Anthony Edwards not producing from a scoring perspective. And that's, to me, like what makes Ant so special is the fact that this is a guy that was 6 of 24 from the field. Gave you just 16 points. 16 points in a Game 7 on the road against the defending champs. There is no reason why Minnesota should win a game like this. But it starts with Anthony Edwards, and here's why. Even though he wasn't shooting well whatsoever, fourth quarter he made some big-time shots and made some big-time plays. But what he did was impact winning in other ways. Defensively, he never allowed his defense to sag because he wasn't making shots. Very impressive. He deserves so much credit for that alone. Along with the fact that he's getting rebounds, making some really good passes and getting his teammates some open looks as well that they knocked down. Like, he contributed to winning in every aspect for the most part outside of scoring. And you see so often in the NBA especially when guys are not making shots, other parts of their game tend to lag then. Right? If you're not making shots, all of a sudden the effort you give on defense is not as high because you're not as confident. And you're still maybe upset about missing shots that you're not as focused. And then other areas start to sag. Ant did not allow any other part of his game to suffer because he wasn't making shots at an efficient rate. He deserves so much credit for that. Also deserves so much credit in the fourth quarter, by far having his best quarter, making plays, getting steals, setting his teammates up. He was tremendous. Him and Rudy Gobert were outstanding, along with Naz Reid as well. But that brings me to my second point of what's so impressive with Minnesota, is the fact that they were able to win this game primarily because of the help around their stars. Right? Ant, we just talked about, did not shoot well whatsoever. So who's there to pick him up? Naz Reid, who, again, the box score is not going to reflect what I'm about to say here. Naz Reid was outstanding in this game. You look at his box score, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks, was a -5 overall. That doesn't reflect the impact he truly had. He was tremendous making plays offensively and defensively in that fourth quarter for Minnesota. Rudy Gobert was outstanding. Outstanding in this game, but especially the fourth quarter. He had a turnaround baseline jumper, one-legged Dirk Nowitzki style that it's like, where the hell did this come from Rudy? But he was awesome on the offensive side, the defensive side, dominated the glass. The Wolves as a team dominated the glass. But like we're talking about, I'm going to kind of leave Rudy Gobert out of the star conversation. I think that's fair, right? But guys like Rudy Gobert, Jaden McDaniels, 23 points. Mike Conley hit a few big shots as well and got a few big steals defensively in the fourth quarter as well. Naz Reid contributed. Like, we are talking about role players here stepping up on the road, helping the Wolves dig out of a 20-point first half deficit. That is so impressive. And one of the most impressive game per 7 performances I've seen in a long time. That was unbelievable. And Minnesota deserves so much credit. The man himself, Anthony Edwards, was talking with TNT after the game. He explained kind of the poise that Minnesota showed that allowed them to make this big-time comeback.
I think our poise was the most thing. We was very poised throughout the entire game. We was down 15 at the half. We came in the locker room. Finchy like, hey, Ant, you got to play quicker. You got to play quicker. If they're going to continue to trap you, you got to make the right play and trust your teammates. And we was just poised throughout the entire game. They went up 20. We just fought, and Cat played spectacular tonight, man. He carried us tonight.
That word right there, poise, that is one thing I did not think Minnesota had. I didn't think they had it. I didn't think they had it in them to rebound. Forget about after blowing the 3-2 lead. Now they blew out the Nuggets in Game 6 to get to a Game 7. But I think that's easier, right, when you're at home. Game 7 on the road in Denver to the defending champs. You are down by 20 points. I did not think Minnesota possessed poise. I thought Anthony Edwards did, but I didn't think Cat did. I didn't think Rudy Gobert did. I didn't think Naz Reid had it in him. I didn't think Jaden McDaniels had it in him. Like, I give them so much credit because they were able to keep on fighting. They never panicked. How many teams do you see down 20 start just chucking shots to try to get a few freebies, hopefully get lucky, and almost just kind of like back their way into making like a run to get themselves back in the game? To never panic, truly, truly, truly impressive. Hats off to Minnesota. A tremendous series win, taking down the Denver Nuggets. Very, very, very impressive. I thought for me the most impressive Game 7 performance I saw today and that I saw in a while.